Hi there, we're here comparing two dictation softwares, our very own TalkType and Dragon. All of this information is available on our website, but we wanted to give you a more practical, in-depth look today. So we're getting started with TalkType. As you can see, I've already downloaded the app and I'm now in the welcome screen. So next thing I'll do is log in. So it just sends me to the login page and I'm going to type in my details. Click login and it sends me right back. I'm right in the editor now. And if I want to get started dictating, all I have to do is press the dictate button. That starts up the microphone. And as you can see, my words now quickly appear on the page. And that's all we need to do. We're ready to go. And now we move on to Dragon. As you can see, we've downloaded the app as well. It's sitting right there in the top of my screen. Notice how the dictation button is disabled. That's because we haven't yet created a user profile. So the next step is going to be that, setting up our user profile so that we can do some voice training and start dictating. So to create a profile, we go into settings, profile, and new user profile. And that will take you into the guided profile creation. And now we have a paragraph to read before we move on to the next stage. It says that Dragon needs to just confirm that your microphone is working, and so let's do that. There we go. So now that's done, and there's just a loading page, Dragon doing some more work in the background. So we'll just wait it out. So now Dragon should be ready to go. So I'm gonna click finish. And that seems to be starting up. Oh, so now we have, so this is the interactive tutorial that's just popped up. We tried this a few times and it just comes up. You get an error right in the middle. I don't know what is happening there, but we can close it out. So, oh yeah, that happens on every page. And yeah, that's it. So it's something that we'd have to go through before we actually can start to feel comfortable using the tool. I'm just doing some dictating to see what the speed and accuracy looks like. Can it handle complex words and punctuation? Like, let's say if I say comma, something else, period. Testing, just doing some testing. Yeah, so it's strange, like I'll talk for a bit and then the words will come in right after. Accuracy wise, there do seem to be some issues. I thought I said they were trying out Dragon and Stings orbiting to see what the speed and accuracy. So yeah, like orbiting and Stings, that's so weird. So as we can see, the setup for Dragon can be quite complex for new users, especially those who are neurodivergent or who may have disabilities. If we think back to the user profile setup, it makes you have to read back a long piece of text, which can present a challenge, especially for those who may have, say, visual disabilities, and they won't be able to read that text to complete it. Even if they were to use a screen reader, it would mean having to memorize the text there in order to be able to say it back. And it just presents an extra barrier for many people to getting started with their dictation. Whereas with TalkType, you can get started right away. There's no need for a user profile. So now we'll be putting the two to the test when it comes to accuracy. As we saw earlier, we spotted some issues with accuracy in Dragon, but we're going to give it a second chance, and we'll be dictating the same piece of text across both dictation apps to see how they do. In the office, everyone starts their day with a cup of coffee. As the morning progresses, the team gathers for a brief meeting to discuss the day's objectives. By midday, employees are engaging in cross-departmental synergies. Eventually, the afternoon becomes a complex web of interdepartmental communications, requiring a paradigm shift in operational methodologies. So, taking a look at this one, we're missing a word altogether in the beginning. So it should say everyone starts their day, and then with a cup of coffee, not copy. I'm pretty sure most people would rather that instead. Becomes a complex web of, this should be a instead of that. And this should be paradigm instead of paramount, as well as shift instead of subject. So those two are completely different to what I was saying. So we can see there were some inaccuracies found, whole word missing, and then a couple of words there that were just different than what I said. And moving on to talk type, let's take a look. So I can see the auto punctuation kicked in, and in here it's put a full stop. It's a bit too early. That really shouldn't have been broken up, but we can see that the word everyone is there as we expected. We have a cup of coffee instead of copy. We have paradigm shift instead of paramount subject. So the rest is fine. Besides punctuation, which I would have done different here, the rest is perfect. So let's do another quick test. Space is vast. As astronauts venture beyond Earth's atmosphere, they encounter microgravity, cosmic radiation, and the helisphere's boundary, where interstellar medium interactions create a complex, dynamic environment challenging human comprehension. So let's see how they each did. Space is vast as Arsenal. I'm not sure how Arsenal made it in here. Spent, revealed, like this is completely wrong. The instead of they. And hemispheres, that should be heliospheres. Yeah, this is completely off. So I think this second time around, it hasn't fared quite as well. Let's have a look at talk type. Yeah, I think it all checks out. So yeah, no issues whatsoever with the accuracy, and it does the punctuation for you. So I don't even have to go back and make any changes. It's all there for me to move on to my next piece of work or anything else I want to dictate. So I think this one really showed a contrast when it comes to the accuracy. So to wrap up, imagine offering a dictation tool to your employee or students. Here's what that journey looks like. Dragon requires a significant amount of space on your computer, which means it takes a considerable amount of time to download, especially on a poor connection. In contrast, TalkType is small and quick to download. After installation, Dragon involves several steps before you can start dictating. The profile setup is complex and the interactive guide can be overwhelming, especially for individuals with neurodivergence or disabilities. On the other hand, TalkType allows you to start dictating as soon as you log in. Even after completing the setup, we found Dragon's dictation accuracy lacking. However, Dragon does offer offline dictation and advanced system controls. But if your goal is just to get text on the page quickly and accurately, TalkType is the right tool for your employees or students. It is available on Mac, Windows, Chromebook, mobile, and browser. And if you need further assistance, we offer UK-based customer support via email, chat, or WhatsApp.